Do you think that like as like a society and a culture, like you kind of mentioned your one of your more popular videos, right? Like, does it? Do you think that there's like a fascination with like prison culture because people haven't been there before, and like, what are your thoughts, on that?
Yeah, there's a fascination with it because, like what you said, and we talked about this earlier. Um, People have this preconceived notion about prison and ex-cons or convicts, these negative connotations that they give these people, but yet they see these guys that have gone to prison, get out, transmutate, transform their lives, and become successful as a result of the prison experience. And it makes you wonder, and it shatters all images of what you thought an ex-convict or a convict was, and it makes you wonder, like, what is it about that experience that makes these guys come out like this? And I think from a masculine standpoint, from a man's standpoint, I think most dudes that have never been to prison, in the deep recesses of their minds, every male wonders, could I make it there? Because you hear all the stories about it, the violence, the toughness of it, the mental pressure, the strain, and you wonder yourself, because it's a very, very aggressive environment. It's a very masculine environment. It's a very violent environment, dangerous, and you wonder to yourself, like, yo, can I make it? And it's kind of like a stamp you get. It's kind of a stripe that when you do go and come out and survive it, men give you a stripe that you was able to do it. So I think that's part of the fascination with it too, man.
So it's like, do you like it? It's counterintuitive to think that like you obviously don't want anybody to have to go through that.
No.
But in ways, do you think that it's good to be tested and to be put into those like environments? Like, should we have something like that more people can kind of go through?
Well, it's self-evident, right? It's self-evident, right? Because the proof is in what we see, the reality. We see these guys that are put in these pressure cooker situations, and they come out. What do you do to a piece of coal when you put it under extreme pressure? It turns into a diamond. Anything that you put under pressure, anything that experiences resistance gets stronger. Same thing with the muscle. You want to get stronger and grow big muscles, you have to do resistance training and tear the muscle fibers down, and then let them heal up completely, and they heal back stronger, and the muscle grows, it gets bigger, it gets stronger. So it's definitely something that could be beneficial. No, you don't want to go out and commit a crime and go to prison, because you may not survive it. But, if you do end up there, you use it to your advantage. My son is 10, and, he hangs around me. And a lot of my attitudes, a lot of my mannerisms, a lot of my thought processes, a lot of my aggression, my confidence, came as a result of that environment. So I'm giving that to him at 10 that he don't have to go through. But I'm tough on Sean for that reason, because I know that the world is going to be tough on him, and I want him to be ready.
And whatever, now that you have that perspective, whatever tough shit that you have to do now is not going to be as tough as what you've already experienced. And it's like sometimes we'd be like, we get so stressed out with whatever things, and we realize like, one, we have our freedom, one, we have our bodies, and it just puts everything into perspective. Like, it's not that serious because we're alive, you know.
Yeah. It's not that deep. It's not that deep, you know. And like you say, if you keep it simple and understand that, and that comes back to the confidence video I just did, the podcast I did this morning. You know, if you know that you can make it with little or next to nothing and be satisfied, that's all that's important, then you don't have to strive to. There's nothing wrong with nice things. I want nice things, I'm going to get nice things, but in the meantime and in between time, if and when I don't have them, that don't mean that my life got to be miserable. That don't mean that. My life is going to be good wherever I'm at, you know, under any circumstance or any type of condition. Yeah.